three of the things that were kind of sticking points were this. One infrastructure financing district versus two. What the A's want are two, one for Howard Terminal and that land of 55 acres, and the rest is for the Jack London area. They're calling it the Jack London Infrastructure Financing District. And both of those are generated to create property tax revenue off of sales, right? So if you're an existing owner of property there, your tax doesn't go up. When it sells and that property is valued higher, that property tax goes to paying the A's back for infrastructure that they're going to front the cost for. Infrastructure to improve the area surrounding Howard Terminal, raising the site 4 feet for sea level rise, improving overpasses, underpasses of train tracks, streetlights, everything that needs work in that area. And by the way, if you've been to that area, if you've walked the neighborhood, you truly understand what just basic infrastructure improvements are necessary for the area, for safety of anybody around there. I mean, this is not a question of, well, is it luxury or not? No, this is like already a necessity, and it certainly is one if you're going to put a ballpark there. So going back to the sticking points, it seems like the city is more interested in just having one infrastructure financing district, which would be Howard Terminal, but that would also cut the total revenue of this project back. I don't know how that affects completing everything else. I don't know the answer to that. I do know it's several $100 million short of what the project needs as it was laid out by the Oakland A's. So you can clearly see that that would be an issue right there. Now, there are other ways maybe to bridge the gap if it's one IFD. How does the county step in? How does the state of California potentially step in? I don't know. So again, I'm not saying it's a done deal if that's cut out for the A's. They certainly have said that and Dave Kaval was on our program pregame live. We need both IFDs. That's been very established for the current plans. So now that the city wants to come back, well, how do you plan on doing this then? And that's the point I'll make later here. If you're going to present something back to the A's, back to the community, something you want to vote on, it should at least be as thoughtful and as executable as the A's original plans. I'm sorry, let me get back to sticking points. Number one is the IFDs, 2 versus 1. Point number 2 that was seemed to be a little bit turbulent is the A's want to sign a 20-year non-relocation agreement. The city of Oakland is saying, well, if we're going to get you in this IFD, which is 40 years, close to it, why aren't you signing a 40-year non-relocation agreement? All right, so that's, again, another sticking point, hopefully something that can be negotiated. You would think. Now, the A's have said because they're privately financing this, it's a little bit different than what other teams in other situations have been like. That seems to me like something that can be figured out. I'm not saying which way it goes or how it goes. Or the A's want to stay. And if you're going to get the new ballpark and you're going to get it on, terms that are beneficial for everybody, it seems like you would want to stay. But I digress. I'm not really sure how that goes. I just want to point that out, that's one thing that's in the middle of these two sides. And then the last one is also equally important. It's been talked about quite a bit, and that is affordable housing. How much? Location? What's the definition of affordable? There are laws surrounding this for the city of Oakland, I believe even in the state of California, but there are government laws surrounding new projects, what you have to provide. And so, again, I'm not going to jump in the middle of an opinion on that or how to figure that out. That's not my expertise at all, but I'm just saying that's a third and most important issue right now is for this project and the amount of housing they want to build, how much affordable housing goes along with it and the definitions of it. So again, just to summarize the 3 sticking points, 1 versus 2 IFDs, that's what's to watch out for. The non-relocation agreement of somewhere between 20 and 45 years. And lastly, the affordable housing that is still to be determined.